Jessie J, the PA, back again. I am late, very, very late, when it comes to putting out a new video. I had some personal family things that took place over the last couple months, so things have been very hectic to say the least. So I'm going to kind of start off with my first rotation, which is a month behind the rest of my classmates because of my family stuff, and then transition into my current rotation that I'm on now. So let's get started. For the month of September, I was in pediatrics up in a rural area. So very small practice, one doc, one nurse, and very intimate setting when it comes to working one-on-one with the patient population. Most of the patient population was on Medicaid and other governmental assistance. So the education part of working with that population was very, very high because a lot of the patients didn't quite know much about what it means to take care of themselves and to take care of their children. So it was really cool to educate them in that sense. Pediatrics. Prior to starting this rotation, I had already made up in my mind that I did not want to work with children. I love kids, but working with them in the medical setting, I wasn't very comfortable with, and I just didn't feel like peds would be a great fit for me. So, needless to say, at the end of my rotation, I still felt that way, but I did feel a lot more comfortable working with kids than I did at the beginning. Pediatrics is a lot of well child checks and physical exams, and because of the time of year that I went on this rotation, it was a lot of sports physicals and school physicals, and so I got really good at sharpening my physical exam skills and kind of fine-tuning them towards working with the pediatric population, because conducting a physical exam on a child versus on an adult, very, very different things. And so it was kind of cool to tweak my physical exam skills to better suit the pediatric population. Along with physicals and well child checks, lots and lots of rashes. So peds is kind of paired with dermatology in my opinion, because kids come in with some crazy rashes, and it was cool to kind of see these rashes in person versus just looking at them in books during the didactic year. Along with rashes, lots of ear infections, lots of strep throat, and kind of the typical acute conditions that you would expect to see in kids. The hours were fairly decent, nothing crazy. The commute was kind of tough because I commuted back and forth to the rural area every day, so that took a lot out of me. But overall, my preceptor was awesome. I learned lots. And I now feel more comfortable working with children. But like I said earlier, pediatrics, not so much for me in the future, for at least near future. So that was September. And, excuse me, that was August. Now we're in September, and I am on my cardiology selective rotation. And I am absolutely loving it. It's a lot different than peds. Number one, because it's not in a rural setting. And number two, it's in a hospital setting. So it's more of a team approach. I'm working with the cardiology team full of cardiology residents, fellows, surgeons, nurse practitioners, other PAs. And so it's definitely more of a team approach where everyone is kind of working together to best manage cardiac patients. I do a lot of clinic setting and consults, which means that other specialties will refer their patients to us when they're really not sure how to manage their cardiac conditions, or if they have questions about risk stratification prior to surgery. And so we handle a lot of stuff like that. And again, it's really cool to see people with these real people with these conditions, and how to treat them versus just reading it in a book and taking an exam. So it's extremely challenging and complex. Cardiology, in my opinion, is one of the more challenging aspects of medicine. Some people will choose to do a cardiology rotation, because it's very, very heavy on our board exams. Other people, like myself, just really enjoy cardiology and want to get some experience. So I think for me, one of the biggest, most humbling experiences that I've experienced up until this point is being surrounded by brilliant minds, between the surgeons, the fellows, the residents, and kind of being this guppy in a big pond, and really reminding myself that, hey, I've had 1 year of training, and now I'm in the real world, and they're not expecting me to know everything, and to kind of cut myself some slack. Not to slack off, but just remind myself that this is a learning experience, and to kind of glean as much information as I can during this time. And I'm trying to soak it all in, because after this rotation, I don't have an exam, and so I'm not following a specific set of objectives like I would in my other rotations that have end of rotation exams. And so it's kind of just coming home and reading up on some things that I saw during the day to kind of solidify what I learned throughout the day. So again, cardiology is great. The hours, not too bad, kind of like a 8 to 5 type of thing, similar to peds. So yeah, I mean, right now it's the weekend. I'm kind of relaxing, kind of trying to get my brain refreshed and rejuvenated, so I'm ready to go for tomorrow. Tomorrow will start my 3rd week, so that's my last full week before we have the 4th week of rotations, and that week is a short week because we have a clinical day after that. So I'll kind of try and touch bases again with my 3rd rotation, which is surgery. So I'm excited to see what that looks like. But until then, message, subscribe, comment, do whatever you need to do. Questions, let me know. I would be more than happy to answer them. And with that said, have a good day, and I'll see you guys soon.